Good morning to all. This is Anil Kumar Reddy, and I am going to deal networks, signals, and systems in this semester. Okay. First I will give you the basic idea about what is this subject. So, the name itself is indicating networks, signals, and systems. First, you are going to look into the basic concepts of networks. Okay. Then you are going to look into types of signals. Okay. And you are going to look into different types of systems as well. Okay. So in first unit, you are going to have the basic network analysis again in this semester. Okay. So second unit will comprise of two port networks and synthesis. So synthesis part you have not come across in your previous semester. So now you are going to look into the synthesis part. So synthesis part is not so difficult if you understand it better while we are doing video lectures. Okay. So synthesis means, so first unit is analysis. Analysis means we are going to analyze the network. Analyzation means first you are going to find current flowing through the resistor, or voltage across the resistor, or power absorbed by the resistor or dissipated by the resistor, energy absorbed by the resistor. So this is called analysis. Analysis means a circuit will be given and you are going to find each and every parameter in this circuit. So that is called analysis. But synthesis is quite reverse. So synthesis means first you will be giving an equation. First you are going to get an equation. So based on that equation, you have to derive circuit. So you have to redraw the circuit based on the equation given. So that is called synthesis. So that will be studied in second unit. And in third unit, again you are going to have types of signals like sine wave, ramp, DC signal, and different types of signals. You are going to study different types of signals. And in fourth unit, you are going to study again Bode plot. Bode plot you are going to study. Okay. So, and in fifth unit, you are going to read about network functions. Okay. And in half part of the fifth unit is again synthesis. So, which is a very good thing because we have already learned in second unit. Again, you are going to come across synthesis part in fifth unit. So, that will give you a very big leap towards your knowledge and also towards your marks. So, these are the contents of 5 units briefly to be brief. But while we are discussing each unit, we will be getting in detail. But for now, in this video, I'm going to give you the total contents of first unit, and we are going to look into the first unit basics. Okay. Now let us start the program. So here, so this is networks, signals, and systems. Okay. So let me show you the contents. So this is networks, signals, and systems. So this is the subject we are going to look into the first unit. Okay. So introduction about first unit is, as I already told you, first unit is all about networks and basics. Okay. So now let us look into the first content, that is terminologies in network analysis. Terminologies in the sense you are going to look into the basic definitions of current, voltage, power, energy, charge, etc. Okay. And second thing, types of elements. So you are going to classify elements based on whether they are taking the energy or giving the energy. That is one classification. Other classification is whether the system is linear or non-linear. And the third classification is whether the system is a distributed parameter system or lumped parameter system. So for now, I'm just going to tell you the contents. While we are discussing, we will be going into the details. Okay. So next, now starts the real deal of first unit. All first four concepts are theoretical part and also basics of first unit. Okay. Uh, Next, we will be looking into network analysis part. Network analysis part comprises of mesh analysis. Okay. And before going to mesh analysis, definitely we are going to look into KCL and KVL and Ohm's law. Okay. These three laws will be discussed. Next, we will be looking into nodal analysis. Okay. And source transformation. Also, we are going to look into super mesh as well as super node analysis. Okay. Also source transformation. Next, finally, it is about star delta transformation. So star delta transformation means other than series and parallel connection of elements, we have these type of connections. They are star connection or Y connection, also delta connection or pi connection. So we are going to look into all the details as we discussed in this PPT. Okay. So first thing is, before starting the first unit, let us understand what is a circuit and what is a network. Okay. So now you can see on the screen on the left side, you are having a circuit given here. So can you call this diagram as a circuit, or can you call this diagram as a network, or you can call it both? I will tell you. So now let us first discuss what is a network. So the definition of a network is connection of elements. So connection of elements is nothing but a network. But if you want to define a circuit, circuit is a closed path. Okay. So a circuit is a closed path. Network is a connection of elements. Now when you look into the first diagram here, so this can be called as network as well as circuit, because if you want to call this as a circuit, it must have at least one closed path. As you see, as you look into this diagram, you have a closed path here. Okay. So you have a closed path here. So if you have a closed path, definitely you can call it as a circuit. Okay. So connection of elements is called as network. So you can call this diagram as network as well as circuit. There is no problem with that. But when you look into the diagram on the right side, okay, which is titled as network, you see here there is no closed path provided between X and Y. So current will, let us say current starts flowing from X, it will cross 1, 2, it will flow through 2 ohm resistor, but it will stop here, which means there is no path for current to flow. But there is a connection of element. So you can only call this as a network, but you cannot call it as a circuit. Okay. Now, now we will be looking into this concept, okay, of network and a circuit. Now, let us discuss what is a node and what is a branch. Okay, as you can see here, so node means if two or more elements that are connected at a point, you can call it as a node. Now you can see in this diagram, you have a node here. So this branch and this 50 ohm branch and 5 ohm branch are connected at node 1. So you can call it as a node. Okay. So that is the definition of a node. But if you want to look into the definition of a branch, branch means let us say this as a node. Okay, no, this is as a node 1 and this as node 2. Okay, this is node 2 and this is node 3. Okay, so you have three nodes in this circuit diagram. So if you want to call any one of the elements as a branch, so connection between two nodes is known as branch. So this 5 ohm resistor is a branch, 50 ohm resistor is a branch, 10 ohm resistor is a branch. Okay, so the definition of a branch is it is a connection between two nodes is known as branch. So now you know what is a node and what is a branch. Now we will be looking into the basic concept, that is charge. So charge means, here you can see what is a charge. Charge means it is a basic property of a material, or you can say matter or atom. Suppose if you take a neutral atom, suppose if you take a neutral atom, it will have nucleus at its center and electrons will be revolving around the nucleus. Electrons will be revolving around the nucleus. So let us say this as an electron, okay, and this is nucleus, okay. Now, when you pull out this electron from this atom, then this atom will become positive charge and electron will have negative charge. Therefore, you can say there are two types of charges in nature that can be found in nature, okay. So first one is positive charge, second one is negative charge. So charge is denoted by the letter Q, as you can see here, and the unit of charge is coulomb. Okay. Now we will be looking into the next definition, that is current. So current means, so current can be defined as, it is the rate of flow of charge is known as current. You mathematically you can write it as I is equal to dq by dt. Okay. So dq by dt is known as current. So current is denoted by the letter I and the unit of current is amperes denoted by the letter A. Okay. Now we will be looking into the other concept, that is voltage or EMF. So voltage means, in general we call it as electromotive force. So electromotive force means it is the force that moves electrons from one point of the circuit to the other point of the circuit. This is in general terms, but if you want to say it in particular definition, then you have to say it as the amount of work done to move unit charge from one point to the other point is known as voltage. So voltage has different names. So you can call it as voltage, potential difference, and electromotive force. So these are the different names you have for voltage, and the unit of voltage is volts, and you have to denote voltage with the letter V. So that is the basic concept of voltage. Now we will be looking into power. So power can be defined as rate of work done. Okay. In electrical engineering, we write the expression for power as power P is equal to voltage into current. Okay. So that is the definition, mathematical expression used for power. Now power is denoted by the letter P and the unit of power is watt. Okay. So now we will be looking into the other concept, that is energy. So energy means, energy is denoted by the letter E. Energy is denoted by the letter E. It is uh, it is nothing but product of power and time. Okay, so that is called energy, and the unit of power is, sorry, the unit of energy is joule. Okay, so joules, or you can use watt hour. In electrical engineering, most of the times we are going to use watt hours rather than joule. Okay, so these are the basic concepts of first unit as well as electrical engineering. Now we will be looking into Now we will be looking into the types of elements. Okay. Now let us look into the types of elements. So types of elements means we are going to classify electrical elements whether they are taking the energy or giving the energy. So based on that point, so we have two types of elements. So if an element is taking the energy or consuming the energy or storing the energy, then that is called as passive element. Okay, so name itself is indicating it is a passive element. Passive means definitely it is not active. Okay, so it is taking the energy. Uh, Passive elements definition means it is capable of, it is not capable of delivering the energy or supplying the energy, but it will take the energy or consume the energy or dissipate the energy or store the energy. So example for passive element is resistor. A resistor is a good example for passive element. Also you can use capacitor as an example for passive element. Also you can use inductor as an example for passive element. In general, if you want to say example for passive element, a light bulb is a passive element. A motor is a passive element because it is taking the energy. So like that you can understand passive element means it has to consume the energy. Okay. Now let us look into what is an active element. Active element means it is an element which will supply the energy or deliver the energy to other elements. That is known as active element. Okay. So examples for active elements are voltage sources, current sources, like etc. Okay. But if you want to say it in general terms, example for active element is generator is an active element, solar panel is an active element, so etc. So you can say so many examples for active elements also. Now we will be looking into other definitions or other basics. Okay, so that is types of passive elements. So as I already told you, we have three passive elements. We have resistor, and this is the symbol of a resistor. You can see on the screen, and inductor. Okay, so this is the symbol of an inductor. Okay, and this is the other example, that is capacitor. So this is the classification of passive elements. So we have only three types of passive elements: resistor, inductor, and capacitor. And the unit of resistance or resistor is ohms, denoted by the Greek letter ohm or omega, and the unit of inductance is Henry, and the unit of capacitance or capacitor is farad. Okay, denoted by the letter F. And these are the symbols of inductor, capacitor, and as well as resistor. Okay, so we have only three types of passive elements in electrical engineering: resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Okay, now let us look into active elements. Active element means, now let us look into active elements. Okay, so active element means, so active element is also known as a source. Source means it is capable of delivering the energy or supplying the energy. As you can see on the screen, sources can be divided into two types: voltage source and current source. Again, voltage sources are divided into ideal voltage source and practical voltage source. Similarly, current sources can be divided into ideal current sources and practical current sources. So these are the types of basic types of sources you have. Okay, so and these are the symbols. As you can see on the screen, symbols can be seen here. So always remember, dependent independent sources are denoted by a circle. As you can see, if it is a voltage source, it must have some value as well as polarity. Polarities means plus and minus. Okay. Similarly, if a source is a independent current source, again it is denoted by a circle represented like this. Also, it will have a direction of current shown on the diagram, as you can see on the screen. Okay. Now, let us look into dependent sources. Always dependent sources are denoted by a diamond symbol. If it is a voltage source, it must have a voltage as well as polarity. Okay. Similarly, if a source is a dependent current source, it is also denoted by a diamond symbol and also direction as well as value. Okay. So as you can see on the diagram, so the figures A and C denotes independent sources, and the figures B and D denotes dependent sources. While we are looking into the detailed analysis of these sources, we will discuss all the details about all these sources as well as their VI characteristics. Okay. And on the right side, you can see the types of elements. So figure E, F and G are called as passive elements, as you can see on the screen. So these dependent sources are further divided into four types. So they are voltage controlled voltage source, current controlled voltage source, voltage controlled current source, and current controlled current source. We will be looking into the details in next video about these sources. No need to worry about it. Okay. So these are the basic concepts of first unit. So once if you understand the basic definitions of current, voltage, power, energy, okay, also you have to distinguish between node as well as branch. Okay, you must be able to distinguish between node as well as branch. Now you have to understand that there are two types of elements based on the point whether they are giving the energy or taking the energy. If an element is taking the energy or dissipating the energy or storing the energy, then they are called as passive elements. If the element is giving the energy or supplying the energy or delivering the energy, then they are called as active elements. Also, active elements are also known as sources. So we have different types of sources we can see, and about these sources we will try to discuss in next video in detail. So we are going to discuss all the types of sources in detail. Okay. So next video will be on classification of elements and also their details. Okay. Thank you.